once we realize that Hebrew poetry is written in parallelism, we start to notice it, we can start to recognize it. And I suppose that the basic, just introductory thought on how does that influence us is that we let each thought be completed. In English, it's very easy to read one line, come to a comma, and then ponder it and think about it, and then come to the next line and view it as separate. But if it's part of a parallelism, the thought goes together. It has to be held together. So it's not in the Psalms, but a classic example is in Proverbs, where you also get a lot of these parallel statements. And that old one that gets pulled out of the old version, where there is no vision, the people perish, comma. And people make a big deal out of that. It's a very useful little phrase for leadership stuff with vision statements, but that's not what the verse is talking about. The second half of that, in that version, is where there is no vision, the people perish, but happy is he who keeps the law. And so when you see that, you think, hang on a second, what's the connection here? Vision, law? And in fact, more modern translations will communicate that more in terms of where there is no prophetic vision, or where there is no word from the Lord, the people cast off restraint, or the people go crazy. But those who keep the law, who are responsive to God's word. And so actually, that verse is really a verse for preachers rather than for leaders. It's not about, oh, we need a vision statement or people are going to go crazy. It's saying, in the completion of the thought, it's saying, if we don't have a word from God, we're going to live wild. We're going to live extreme, unresponsive lives to Him, and it's going to be a mess. We need to hear from God. And so I suppose that verse pushes us back into the parallelisms of the Psalms to say, let's listen carefully. What is God actually saying here? What's the complete thought? And even if we just do that, to always take the second half or the second line or the third or however many there are and treat it as a whole, that alone I think will control and help us in our interpretation of Psalms. Then there's a whole load of other things that we can learn as well. But even just starting there, let the thought be completed and then take stock of it.